Nurses across the country, as we saw on the demonstration, we were treated unfairly because serving with humanity, passion, and then with all our heart, just to help the health system in Ghana, and then for us to be paid back in this way, as in working for 10 months without salary, is something that is unacceptable because we are due for it. So we all saw the frustrations that we are going through. So midwife was not saying it out of her own, what do you call it? It was unfortunate because we could all see that she was saying it out of frustration. And frustration, as you see it, what we are going through is even more than frustration. Some of us are more depressed. So it's not that he was not kind, but her words were out of depression, what do you call it, and then frustrations. So the hospital giving her a query letter to meet the disciplinary committee, indicating that the public that say nurses are what and whatever, I condemn it in person because yes, please, because things of this nature happen more more than even this one, but we didn't see things of this nature coming out to bring such persons to disciplinary committees.
So what do you
This
mean if things of this nature have happened before and that people were not called to the disciplinary committee for them to give explanations as to how, as to what, and why they said those things? What do you mean by that? Should that give Ms. Abuaji the leeway to also, do the wrong thing?
No, I am not saying that she should also do the wrong thing in any way. That's why I say I condemn it. But her own, if you look into it critically, if you look into it well, you see that she was saying it out of frustration because we did our rotation, that is national service, way back, and some of us before we receive our service allowances, it was after 10 months, others after 11 months, and others they finish and they were in the house when the money comes. So she stated that her own never came. So that one alone is a frustration because it is mandatory that if you are doing a rotation, at least you will be paid. But someone struggling to do rotation, the way we are struggling to feed ourselves, pay for our rent and whatever, the same thing applies to rotation too. You do everything. You go to work. You run all the services others are running, but you not get any money. Hoping that maybe at the end of the month, at the end of 2, 3 months, 4 months, or even at the end of the year, they will accumulate it and then pay you. So it will be very painful when your colleagues have received theirs and you've never seen a penny of what you have worked for. And then secondly, she sat in the house for almost 3, 4 months, 4 years. That one too is another frustration. Imagine if someone who have struggled to go to school, I don't know, but maybe her parents borrow money, they struggle. She herself, she struggled to do a lot of things to pay her school fees, struggling to get school fees, and then learning to pass your exams. It's never easy. So if I've passed through all these things, and then finally you got postings, and then you are not being paid again, what will it amount to? So I see that the query letter, though it is right for them to at least put a disciplinary measure on nurses, not to go the other way around, that public will see us in other way. But her own, I don't think it should have been that way. But I think they made it public because her own too was public.
Oh, so you
But
don't think the approach with which the hospital came out with the letter indicating that she should appear before the disciplinary committee should not have been the right way.
Yes, it should have been personal. They should have called her, but that's why I say I think because she said it in public, that is why the letter also came publicly for people to know that they will deal with her. But I don't know. But I think it shouldn't go. It shouldn't go beyond what we are expecting. But I'm very happy. I'm very happy that.
Mr. Osman, if you say that it should not go beyond what we are expecting, what exactly do you mean?
Sometimes they can use other means, excuse my language, to revoke her license if it calls for. Because it is stated in the letter that he uses some unfair words.
So she used unacceptable and inappropriate words resulting in rude behavior towards the Minister of Health, contrary to Section 81C of the Code of Conduct and Disciplinary Procedures. 2. Use of abusive language against the minister, contrary to Section 8.1 of the same code. And 3. Tarnishing the corporate image of the Ghana Health Service and bringing the name of the institution into disrepute, contrary to Section 4.1D of the Code of Conduct for nurses and midwives in the country.
Yes. So you can see what they have laid against her. The disciplinary committee, what they are taking her through. So if they are going to thoroughly do this investigation or disciplinary measures well, they may act some way that we are not fair or will not be happy with. Someone who has not been paid for months has cried out what is inside him or her. So this one should have been at least inward matters so that they will advise her inside the hospital. They have management. They will have called her and then give a warning. Even though we don't know that we can't predict the outcome of the disciplinary committee, but I don't think this should have been this. But you know, Ghana is excuse my language. Ghana is a political country, so anything is possible. They are doing this so that publicly people will know that nurses are disciplined. But we pray that they didn't go beyond what we are expecting.
Nurses are disciplined. Are you disciplined, nurses?
Yes, of course we are disciplined. We are disciplined. They say that there is a saying in our local dialect, you know, I'm in Dagomba, that singing and sound smazasa. That means one bad granite spoil all granules. So if you are eating a granite, all of them are good, and then you put them inside your mouth, and one of them is bad. You are likely to throw all that is in your mouth out.
Mm-hmm.
So nurses, we are many, and there are a lot of discipline in the profession, but some few others are making it look like nurses are indisciplined.
Let us understand this thing, because we've been having this conversation in the studio, and we've had callers calling and also share with us some of their experiences with nurses at respective hospitals, public hospitals across the country. But my colleague Fatih was of the view that she wouldn't want to make any comment on the attitude and behavior of some of the nurses unless she is apprised of the fact that there is a special course that deals with human relations that you go through before you come out or before you pass out as nurses. Is there a course like that?
Yes, there is a course like that. We have professional adjustment, and we have what do you call it? We have Nursing and Midwifery Council (NMC), who gives us a booklet of codes and conduct, the rights and responsibilities of a nurse,
mm-hmm.
and the rights and responsibilities of a patient.
Mm-hmm.
So every nurse in Ghana knows this. So if you go contrary to what the NMC has given us, you should be, there are some punishments for that.
Mm.
But what I'm saying here is, what the lady said, it was not that, I don't want to believe that it was intentional. It was out of anger. Because if you have not been paid for this number of months and you don't have no one to depend on, and you have no other source of income, you have no option than to be frustrated. Some of us were having side jobs. Maybe some of us were doing part-time jobs at some private schools, others private hospitals, others other places. So now the postings are in. We have no chance to do any of the jobs again.
Mm-hmm.
You are always at the hospital, and you are not being paid. Majority of us are having families. Our parents are looking up to us. Some of our female nurses and midwives, they have children. How to cater for the children and themselves, problem. Some of them travel way back from far places to their work.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have rented. So if you amount all these challenges together, one year is not one day. Even a day, you just wake up in the morning, what to eat in the morning, what to eat in the afternoon, and in the evening before you sleep, they all count.
Let us, Osman, let us understand something. So when you are being employed into the respective public health facilities in the country, what assurances do you get? What assurances do you receive?
Assurances as in?
From your employer?
Yes. When we're employed, even our from information from some of our seniors, when we're not receiving the salary, they said the process is a bit long because you will have to fill RPDD forms. Your hospital will send it to the district HR. The district HR will send it to regional will send it to national. So all those processes, they said it takes long. So any nurse that they post, you know, your brain will already station that
So
at least 3-4 months
usually,
time.
averagely, how long does it really take for the processes to end, for your name to be on the payroll, for you to be paid?
So averagely it should be 3 to 4 months.
Averagely it should be 3 to 4 months. And you've not been paid for how long?
For 10 months now. Others are having more than that. Others 11 months. So if you look at if you check his history well, it is like our own is getting out of hand. Because those our seniors, most of them is always 6 months, 7 months, others 8 months. Someone whose own is more than 9 months, 10 months, 11, then that person may be having issues with his or her bank accounts or maybe some details. But averagely, it should be 3 to 4 months.
And afterwards, after the 3 to 4 months, you should start receiving your salaries.
Yes. After 3 to 4 months, they will pay it in arrears. If you have worked for 4 months, they will pay the 4 months arrears, and then you start paying you your monthly salary. If you have worked for 6 months, they will pay you 6 months arrears, and then start paying you your monthly salary. In that order. But the most painful aspect of this is, you see, that's why I say the lady, I don't blame her much because it was out of frustration. You don't get your service allowance, and this one too, you have been frustrated.
But how is that even an excuse? Because all of you are frustrated. I mean, there are tons of you who were part of the protest. All of you were frustrated, but you did not blurt out some of these words that she did during the demonstration. How do we use the frustration as an excuse for her?
The issue is that we are individual differences. We have individual differences. Even in the hospital setting, there are some patients, you can give them an injection, and they will not react to that injection. But you give...
Hello, Osman. Hello, Osman.
Hello.
Osman, your line is a bit scratchy. If you can actually see to it yourself, or so that we can hear you. Hello.
I said, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I said we have individual differences. Even in the hospital setting, there are some medications, if you give it to someone, the person will not react. And others too, if you give to them, they will react. So 10 people, if you just arrange 10 people and then start to question them on certain things, just something that will unwind them. Majority of them will say, oh, it's fine, but some of them, at least 2 or 3 people of them will become unwind. So if unfortunately the mic goes to that person, the person will spew out whatever is inside him or her. So I'm sure by now she might have regretted. Or if you go close to the midwife, you will see that she will regret it. Some of them, it's not that it was not intentional, but it was through the pain that we harbor. So even though she should have controlled herself in a way or the other, but anything is possible.
A quick one before we wrap up on the conversation. I understand that the health minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta has come into this conversation. He is pleading that the Ghana Health Service should temper justice with mercy and not go to a certain extent that the service would want to go. Again, what I am hearing is that he is to address your concerns today. What are your expectations?
Well, so I must personally thank the Honorable Minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, for what the maturity he has put across this issue. Because this morning too, I also saw it that he has given an amnesty to our colleague midwife, and that's something to comment for. We really appreciate him for that. So for his press, I can't say much about it, but unless he finishes. But we expect that at least he should include that in October's salary, even if we cannot receive all our arrears. But this month, they should pay us this month, so that November, that as it is claimed, that they will add it into the budget. They will make budgetary allocation for it. This month, at least they should do something so that we will be relieved a bit, waiting for November after the budget. Then we see the way forward.
Okay, Osman.
But for that, we have at least commended the minister for what he has done. He has the amnesty he has given to our midwife. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited.